Alright, hey, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to thank those of you who voted on my cursed ice cream flavor, both on YouTube and on Instagram. The winner, French fry ice cream with a ketchup swirl. So, what are the key components that we're looking for as far as the flavor? Well, obviously there's the potato in the French fry. So to impart the potato flavor, first of all, I want to do some potato starch. Not a whole lot because it will change the final texture of the product. So we'll probably just go with a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. We'll sort of play that by ear when we get to it. Then I want the fried flavor, or the French fry flavor. So we're going to fry some fries. And we will, when we're done frying them, we're going to set some of that oil aside. I'm going to add some of that oil back into the ice cream mix because it should bring some of that fried flavor, and we can use the fat to substitute for some of the milk fat in the final product. Olive oil ice cream actually is a thing, and I was surprised at how good it was. Maybe I'll make that sometime for us. And then I'm going to take those fries and I'm going to steep them in the milk. Now this is something that I see commonly if I were to make a cereal ice cream or my mom's birthday ice cream. She always requests coffee, which, by the way, coffee is disgusting. I know I'm in the minority on that. But I always steep it in the milk. It really imparts the flavor, so we'll steep it probably 10-15 minutes, strain it out, and then there won't be any chunks of potato in the final product. The other key component is the ketchup, which, if you know me from high school or before, you know my obsession with ketchup. At one point it was called brain food. So for the ketchup, I know I said swirl, but I've changed my mind. We're not going to do that. I got thinking back to about 10-15 years ago. I was interested in molecular gastronomy a little bit. So I think what we can do is make ketchup caviar. And how do you do that? Well, we're going to take some of the ketchup and some agar-agar, which is a vegetable-based gelatin, and we'll cook that until it just comes to a boil, and then we will drop it into some really cold oil. This is oil that I've put in the freezer for about an hour. It's not quite solidified, but it is very cold, and it should cause the ketchup to solidify or to gellify almost instantaneously. So I think that will give us little bits, so you hit it here and there instead of being a swirl where you might get some in every bite. So the last key component then is the ice cream. Main ingredients for ice cream are milk, cream, and sugar. Now, my normal ice cream is 2 parts cream to 1 part milk. If I were to flip that to 2 parts milk, 1 part cream, that's more of a gelato consistency. I think I want to split the difference and go with 1 cup milk and 1 cup of cream. And then for sugar, we don't want this to be overly sweet, so I'll probably stick with 2/3 of a cup of sugar, and of course, a pinch of salt. Starting with french fries, we're just going to do a quick pan fry, so just a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan, and we heat it up until it's just starting to shimmer. I always wondered what they meant by just shimmering because I had never seen it. I always did the water test, but I really can see it in this clip. Okay, so you toss in the fries, flipping them as you go until you get a nice golden brown finish, and then remove to a paper towel to drain. Now that the fries are cooked, we can focus on the ice cream, so we start with 1 cup of whole milk. Throw those french fries in. 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Do what I say and not what I do. I can't follow my own instructions and put in 3/4 of a cup. A tablespoon of our potato starch, and a teaspoon of our reserved cooking oil. Okay, we will heat that, stirring occasionally until the milk just starts to steam. This is called scalding. I tried scolding the milk and telling it that it had misbehaved, but that really didn't seem to work. Then cover and allow to cool to room temperature. Okay, so now that that's cooled, we will pour the mixture through a fine mesh strainer and then push on it with the back of a spoon to extract any of the liquid that might still be in there. Okay, now we add our 1 cup of heavy cream. Give this a quick stir and then chuck it in the fridge to chill at least 8 hours or overnight. The longer the better. This will both age the flavors and will allow the ice crystals to be as small as possible when we get to freezing. Alright, the ketchup caviar, we're going to start with our 2/3 of a cup of ketchup, about a 1/4 cup of water, and then our agar, which is a seaweed-based gelatin, a tablespoon of that. We're going to mix that and then turn the heat on medium-low, whisking continuously until it just comes to a boil. Using a dropper, drop small droplets into the frozen oil, and you'll see that it should solidify almost instantaneously as it hits the oil. Strain and then rinse in ice cold water and put it in the fridge so that they don't have an opportunity to soften. I figure if we're going to do experimental ice cream, then I might as well rename it. So, behold, the ice creaminator! Oh look, a splatopus! Parry the splatopus! Go ahead and pour the now chilled mixture into the ice cream machine and allow it to churn until you're almost to a soft serve consistency. For my machine, this took about 25 minutes, and at this point, we're pretty much there in soft serve, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in those bits and keep churning to keep it mixed, and we'll go ahead and bring it all the way up to a soft serve consistency. And I'll go ahead and remove that to my individual serving containers. You can see the little ketchup bits in there, which is kind of exciting. Gonna cover this, chuck it in the freezer until it's frozen hard. That's been in the freezer for about 8 hours. Let's see how it turned out. The texture is about right. It's scoopable, it's not hard, it's not overly soft and melty. Moment of truth, let's see how it tastes. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right?
I've made a huge mistake.
Okay, so I do get the fried flavor. I definitely get potato. Okay, there we go. I didn't have a ketchup bit in the first one. The ketchup bits are a little muted, not as strong as I thought they would be. So maybe we need more in here than I had originally put in. The ice cream is sweet, but it's not off-putting. It's just sort of weird to have that potato-y fried flavor together with the sweetness. I don't hate it. I don't know that I crave it, that I go back for it voluntarily. But it's not bad. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you decide to make some potato or some French fry ice cream of your own. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.